Welcome to Presenting Student Work with Digital Tools. My name is Nick Keith. I'm a blended learning specialist. You can find me on Twitter at nkeithblend or visit my blog at texasedtech.blogspot.com. Today we're going to be looking at two digital tools students can use to present their work in class. The first is eMaze, which is an online presentation tool, and the second is Piktochart, which is an online infographic maker. Knowing how to present work with digital tools is vital to our students' success in their future. When they move into the business world, they're going to have to know how to communicate online using these types of tools. So for today's agenda, we're going to focus on the basics of eMaze, the basics of Piktochart, and then we'll look at what you need to create in order to receive credit for this webinar. Let's get started with eMaze. eMaze is a simple presentation tool where you can create great online presentations that you can simply share with a link. So no more emailing PowerPoint files back and forth. You just share a link or share it on social media to show people your work. We're at emaze.com and you're going to need to sign up for a free account first. So you can go here to sign up, or if you're already signed up, I'm just going to continue with my Google account. Once you've set up your account, you're going to find yourself on your eMaze dashboard. Now there are several different types of things that you can create with eMaze, but today we're going to focus on presentations. So I'm going to start here by clicking on Create New. And these are my options here. I'm going to click on Presentation. And then from this list, you can choose a template to get started. With the free account, you can choose any template that doesn't have this diamond on it. So I'm going to choose this one called On the Up. If you want to see it before you get started, click on the play button to preview it, and then use the arrows on either side of the presentation to scroll through it and see if this is the type of layout you want to use. Just keep in mind with eMaze, you can edit everything that's in this presentation. So this looks good. This is the one I want to use. I'm going to click on Edit at the top. Now we're in the eMaze presentation editor. You'll notice it looks pretty similar to PowerPoint with your main slide here and all your slides over here on the left-hand side. As you make changes to your presentation, you're going to want to take advantage of this View button up here in the top right-hand corner. At any time, if you click on this, you can take a look at how your presentation is progressing so far. So let me click on View. And this is what my presentation looks like right now, since we haven't made any changes. Whenever I'm done viewing or previewing, just click on the pencil in the top right to get back to the editor. You're going to want to save your work periodically, so just do that by clicking on Save in the top right. And now over here, you have all the slides in your presentation. So let's leave this first slide, but to delete a slide, just click on the X on that slide and it will be deleted. You can delete multiple slides. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these ones. And then when you want to add a slide, just click on the Add button in the top left-hand corner. And you can choose from the layout that you want to use for your new slide. I'm going to go ahead and use a blank slide. And you'll notice if you click on the Add button in the top left, you also have an option to import a PowerPoint presentation. So if you already have a presentation created in PowerPoint, you can choose that file and upload it, and it will automatically bring your slides into eMaze. If you have multiple slides and your presentation is getting a little bit longer, you can also add sections to make it easier to navigate. To add a section, just click on Section in the top left, and then double click on the title of this section to edit it. You can move your slides into this new section by dragging them. And then if you don't want to see all the slides in that section, just click on this down arrow and it will hide that section until you're ready to work with it. All right, so let's start adding some elements to our slides. So I'm going to click on this blank slide that I inserted earlier, and I'm going to insert some text. I'm going to be using these tools here across the top of the editor. So starting with text, you can choose title, subtitle, or just plain text. They go from largest to smallest. I'm going to insert a title. I'm going to click to add my text. I can change the size by clicking on the font size icon and moving this slider up and down. I can change the color by clicking on the text color option here. eMaze gives you options that are consistent with the theme of the presentation, which keeps your presentation looking nice. Or you can click on this plus sign at the bottom to get more colors that are outside of the theme. You have several other options up here in the text editor like background color and effects and a bulleted list and things like that. One other nice feature is the ability to add a link from inside your presentation to an external website. So if students are presenting their work and they want to reference some research that they found, they can click on their text and then click on the hyperlink icon, type in the site that they want to go to, and click Add. Now let's preview this real quick, and I'll show you how clicking on that takes me to an external website. So here's my text that I've linked. When I click, you'll notice it opens the site that I linked to right here. I'm going back to edit now. Now we've added some text. We can move that around. Now let's go ahead and add an image. So I'm going to click on image, and you can do a web search for your images, upload an image that you have on your computer, or pull images in from Facebook, Instagram, or Google Photos. So I'm going to go ahead and do a search here and click search. Let me select this third one here. And by clicking on the handles, I can resize this and move it anywhere that I would like on my slide. Just like we added a link to our text here, we can also click on our image and add a link to that as well. Next on the top, we have a media option. This is a great option if students have a YouTube video or another file that they want to add to their presentation. So, for example, if I have a YouTube video that I want to use, all I have to do is copy and paste the link to that video right here. So let me go and get one video real quick. All right, so all I have to do is copy this link at the top by highlighting it, right-clicking, and copy. Then I go back to my eMaze presentation, right-click and paste. It will give me options for that video, whether I want to loop it, autoplay it, or hide the controls, or if I only want to play a certain part of it. And then all I have to do is click Add. And that's going to insert my video right into my slide. Next at the top, I have a selection of shapes that I can add just by clicking, dragging, and resizing. You can change the color of any of these shapes by clicking color here in the toolbar, along with those other options that we saw earlier, such as the width of the stroke color, special effects, and adding a link. And then finally, we have widget options. The most useful widget option for your students is probably going to be this charts option. So if your students have data that they are presenting, they can add their data here into this spreadsheet and select the type of chart that they want to use. Or if they already have their data in a spreadsheet, they can copy and paste it here and then adjust the type of chart that they want to insert across the top. So I'm going to save my presentation and I'm going to view it. So let me start here at the beginning. So here's my title slide. Click to the next slide, and this is everything that I just inserted. Once students have created their presentation, then they're ready to share. So I'm going to click on the Edit button here. And now in the top right-hand corner, I'm going to click on this Share button. So students can share using connected social media accounts like Facebook and Twitter. They can send it via email, or if they copy and paste this link here, they can share it with anyone or submit it through something like Google Classroom or an LMS like Blackboard or Canvas. So I'm going to take this link and copy it, and here's the presentation that I just created. So that's a quick look at the basics of eMaze, which is a great presentation tool that students can use to present their work. Now, let's take a look at our infographic creator, Piktochart. Piktochart is an easy-to-use drag-and-drop infographic maker that's perfect for allowing students to present their work from a project or other findings in your class. So to get started, go to piktochart.com. And if you don't have an account, click on Sign Up here. If you already have a free account, you can click on Login. So once you've logged in, it's going to bring you to your dashboard. And you'll see that you have 3 options of things you can create in Piktochart. We're going to focus on infographics today. So I'm going to click on Infographic. And it's going to bring you to the free templates that you can use. So you can select a template if you want to. When you choose a template, you can replace any of the text and images that are in that template. For now, I'm going to start with a blank template so I can show you how to insert different elements. So when you come into the Piktochart infographic editor, this is what you're going to see. I'm going to start by titling my infographic. This is my canvas. This is where I'm going to place everything that I want in my infographic on this side. They already have some text on here. To get rid of this, just click and press delete. Then on the left-hand side is everything that you'll use to either insert an element into your infographic or change its appearance. Top right, you can preview your infographic at any time, get your download options, or share, which we'll touch on once we finish designing our infographic. So let's get started by inserting. So let's start with graphics. If you click on this down arrow, you have the option to search for a whole library of shapes and icons that you can add to your infographic. So let me start here and drop this down. Let's say I want a fashion icon. I'm going to search for glasses. So I can choose any of these. If you want to see more, you can just drag this down. Then you just drag and drop onto your infographic. You can resize that and move it around. And you can filter your search whether you want to see all of those icons, only the color ones, or the mono options. When you want more, click the X and continue to search. Next, under graphics, you can insert lines into your infographic. So you can add a line, grab this arrow to rotate it, and change its appearance and width using the tools here at the top. Underneath that, you can insert a photo. All you have to do is drag and drop, and again, resize. And then below that, you have an option to insert a photo frame. So with a photo frame, this is going to give you an outline of whatever photo you put in it. So let's say I drag this F over here. I can go back to photos. I can drag and drop a photo into that frame. And then it outlines it in the letter F. It can give you some really nice effects as you're working with that. Okay, so those are all of our graphics. If you have something on your computer that you want to upload, click on the Upload button. Click on Browse Images. And you can upload any photo that you have on your computer. Next is background. So this is where you can insert a background onto your infographic. So let me use this one here. Just click on that. You can adjust the opacity, which means how transparent it is, by dragging this. And you can adjust the color of this as well. So if you explore these a little bit, you'll see what some of your different options are for the background of your infographic. Next, on the left, we can insert text. You have some different text frame options you can choose from, or you can just drag and drop the type that you want. And you can make changes to this using the editor options at the top. So you can change the font that you want to use here, the size, bold, italics, and underline. And by clicking here, you can change the color of that font. Color scheme is an upgraded paid-only option. And then finally on the left, you have tools. So with charts, If your students have graphics and data that they need to insert, they can come in here and add their data to this spreadsheet. Let's look at the sample data options that they have for us here by clicking on Sample Data 2. And they can change the type of chart that they want by clicking over here on the left-hand side. So they can choose the best way to represent their data. Once they have what they'd like, they just click Insert Chart. And again, this can be resized and moved around on the infographic. Students can insert maps. So let's choose this map here. They can edit their maps and add data points for each of the states or countries in that map. So for example, if they click here, you'll see that when I hover over that, it gives me the population. They can add a new column. There could be one called religion. And they can add their information here. And now when I hover over that again, it gives me the population and the religion. So there are a lot of good options for the social studies classroom here as students are learning about different countries. When they're ready, they can insert their map. And of course, that map can be resized and moved anywhere on the infographic. Finally, students can insert videos into their infographic by clicking Videos and copying and pasting the link to a video here, just like we did with eMaze. So far, we've just been working in one section of our infographic. You can see by this one here that we're in the first section. So I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to make this section a little bit smaller by clicking and dragging this handle at the bottom and pulling it up. So now let's say that I wanted to add a new section below this. All I have to do is click the plus sign, and they call these sections blocks. So I'm going to click the plus sign, and you'll see here that I've added a new section. So in this new section, I can change the background, and I can make any type of changes that I want to without affecting the first block. I can add all the same elements down here at the bottom, and if I'd like to move this up and make it the first block, I can click this Move Up icon. So now you'll see that's my first block, and there's my second block. And I can change the order of these however I would like to. If I have a block that I like the layout of, I can click Clone Block, and that's going to give me the exact same block, so I can just make minor changes to it. To delete a block, click the X. Anytime while you're making your infographic, you can click on the preview icon in the top right-hand corner. This will give you an idea of what it looks like so far. And click Exit Preview. You can download this as a graphics file. So in the free version, you can download it as a PNG, and you can download it with normal or medium quality. And when you're ready, just click Download as PNG. When you're ready to share your infographic, click on Share in the top right. Rename your infographic if you'd like to. And you'll see that this says Unpublished. You'll click on this and click on Public. This is going to give you a link to your Piktochart, and click OK. And then this is the link that you'll use to share your infographic. So you can copy and paste this link, or you can share it on these social media channels, and that's how students can share their work with you. And that's how students can create their work using an infographic that they've created in Piktochart. So now let's talk about how you receive credit for this webinar. I'm assuming that you're watching this video on the Educate Texas College and Career Readiness Webinars website. If not, the link to this website and the form that you're going to fill out is tinyurl.com/edtxwebinars. Once you're on this site, you're going to scroll down. There are 2 webinars at the top, and then this webinar will be posted directly underneath it. Underneath the video for this webinar, you're going to find a link to a form that you need to click on in order to receive credit. This is the form that you're going to fill out with your name and email address. You're going to answer 3 questions, and then you're going to choose whether you want to create a presentation in eMaze or an infographic in Piktochart. They don't have to be long. They can be about whatever topic you'd like, but the point is to show that you can create a product using one of these tools. So let's say that you create a presentation using eMaze. This is the eMaze presentation we created earlier. So to submit your work, you're going to click on Share in the top right, and you're going to copy this link that we looked at earlier. Just right-click and copy. Come back to the form. Make sure you've answered all these questions at the top. And then where it says please copy and paste the link to your presentation here, right-click and paste. That will paste the link to your presentation, and once you submit that, I'll be able to view it. If you've created an infographic with Piktochart, you'll go to Share in the top right, copy and paste this link, come back to the form, make sure you've answered the questions, and right-click and paste your infographic link there. Once I've received your submission and I've looked at your presentation, you'll receive an email giving you credit for this webinar. So this has been Presenting Student Work with Digital Tools. Again, my name is Nick Keith, a blended learning specialist. You can find me on Twitter at nkeithblend or visit my blog at texasedtech.blogspot.com.